This is Faye, and today I am here with an excuse, or musings, or update. Yeah, we can call it an update, I guess. And some thoughts that I had while I was thinking out how to word this update. So first of all, thank you all for the questions that you left at the Q&A. I really appreciate all of them, and I was actually done recording all of the sketches the day after the deadline. And I had gradually started making the scripts and answering the questions as they poured in. And then real life hit. Or more specifically, work life hit. I don't talk about my work on this channel in large part because I really wanted this channel to be a break for all of us from the stressful and difficult things that are in our everyday life, so that we can return to our everyday life with renewed energy and higher spirits. However, right now I feel it would be unfair not to give some sort of update, and while I was thinking about this, it also spurred on some more thoughts. Back when Corona hit, I was deemed what they call essential personnel, which means that while 90% of my coworkers got sent home, me and a few other specialized people, we got ordered to stick around and cover as much as we possibly could to keep the people and the systems running the best as they could in the face of a situation that none of us had any idea was about and had never tried before, and we had no idea what to do. I know it was also hard for those who got sent home, and even worse for those who lost their job due to Corona, but speaking as one of those who had to stay on, I will just say that it was also pretty damn tough. I'm not fishing for pity points. I'm just saying that these have been some pretty stressful months, or years now for all of us. And I have lost plenty of my close coworkers who were still manning their positions due to the stress. And I have had some periods of time where I have had maybe one day off in a 14 days period, or periods of time where my work started at 8 and ended at 23. And to put this very short, this past 2 weeks I have racked up 25 hours of overtime aside of this. So the video is delayed. I simply haven't had the free time or the energy to record it, and it might be a little while before I get around to it too. And while YouTube is screaming at me that my channel is dying, it is alright. Because real life is way more important than a channel, and I know that you guys will understand that, and I hope that you will survive the delay. However, this also made me think about something, and this was actually part of a question that I got in the Q&A, and I am really sorry that I'm jumping the gun on this one. And I will also answer it in the video, but it was a question that, roughly speaking, was asking how does one keep sane in a situation as tiring, exhausting, scary, and overwhelming as how life is right now. And to answer that, at least in part, I would say that Final Fantasy XIV and the amazing community around it is a huge part of this. This is not just me trying to share the victory points here, this is me honestly thinking that having this particular hobby with these particular healthy and happy and generous and fun people have kept me alive and sane. I have never run more difficult content in my sparse free time than I have done the past year and a half. For instance, I have done Palace of the Dead twice, all the way to the very bottom of it. I've done it once to 170 with one really cool friend, and done some Boja, some PvP, some extreme trials, and I even dipped my toe into Savage. And everything I've gone into with this attitude of absolute, come at me, I'm not going anywhere, so bring it! The same kind of vibe that I tend to find myself taking on the long days at work where I feel like I need to keep the spirits high and we just need to plow on through a stupid or unsolvable situation. But unlike the challenges of Corona or how it has affected my work, I know that I can win these fights. If I put in enough effort, if I put in enough power, if I put in enough dedication, I can win this. And that small victory, even though it is digital, that will make my brain feel very happy, and it'll make my brain feel like fights are still worth fighting, even if they look like they can't be won, or if I don't know when or if they will be won. And not only that, in this game, I have good people by my side. I have the best people, the stupidest people, the funniest, most tenacious cool cats. And whether we're shouting Altius or we're chanting Snick, 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 we're in it to win it, and we're in this shit together to the bitter end. Not just meeting up with friends. Meeting up with friends I can do, but just overcoming stuff together. That is a nice feeling. So thank you, Final Fantasy XIV, for being awesome, for keeping us sane, for giving us content that we can throw our frustrations at, and something that we can master and something that we can beat. And in turn, that is keeping our brain chemistry happy and balanced enough so that we can tackle the challenges that we meet where we honestly don't know half the time. And also, at least as important, or maybe even more important, thank you, Final Fantasy XIV's community, for being the awesome and fantastic people that you are. I have played a lot of MMOs, and we're talking quite a few, but I have never found a home quite as this. And while the game is awesome and all, a home is not made up by walls or the cool things that are inside the four walls. It is made by the people, and you guys are awesome. And sure, not all the time we will agree on how to do things, and that's all right. And we will not always agree on what's important, and that's also okay. We can fight and have drama every now and then, but there is this pervasive feeling of togetherness, which I simply haven't seen in another MMO that I've played. And I guess also no other MMO have taught me to go through the main story with so much group content, or so many things where I was depending on other people. To make it mandatory for beating the game that you have to depend on other people, I don't know, maybe this actually fosters a more pro-social community. I'm really not sure what it is, but I know what it has done for me, and I'm absolutely grateful. And lastly, to everyone who kept shit running despite the situation, whether it was as the cashier or a surgeon or a soldier or a cook or whatever your position were where you kept going, thank you. To everyone who endured quarantine to keep the rest of us safe while we did this and to keep shit running from your end, thank you. And to those who sadly lost their job because society failed to adapt, I am so sorry. I know quite a few of you, and we should do better, and we shall do better in the future, and I really hope that you're safe now, and that you will be able to get back into work life soon as things get a little bit more normal. And that's that. And Past Faye, who wrote the script, actually made a comment that if you make it through without crying, then it's neither the first, second, or third take, and she was right. My gratitude is just really wanting to come out of my eyes right now, but suffice it to say that you guys are awesome, and the questions and answer video is delayed, and that's how it is, and that is all right. And I hope that you will all have a really lovely day, and take care. Bye.